Welcome to another Harris-Elmore and Genoa Libraries podcast with me, Ariel, and Sierra.
That's
hey, everybody.
Me. Hi. Welcome
Sierra's
back.
in Elmore. I'm in Genoa. And we're in August.
Bright and sunny out. It's August.
It's spicy outside.
Why is it spicy?
Warm. It's half the year's already over.
I honestly,
into fall.
as a kid growing up, I was always like, oh, time goes so slow. And as the older I get and the busier I become, I'm like, I blink and it's like Friday. And I'm like, what happened to the other 4 days of the week?
I feel that. But
today
was so weird. I didn't stay up super late. I think I was reading outside and then I came inside at like 8:30 and went to bed, technically, quote unquote. I just laid in my bed and watched TV until 9:30, I think. But then I had it in my mind that like I wanted to get up early. I set my alarm for 6:30 and my phone was dying. And I have kind of like this loft bed now. So I plugged my phone into charge on the other side of the room and set my alarm for 6:30. So then I had no choice but to like actually get out of bed and shut my alarm off this morning, which was great because I had it in my mind that I wanted to work out this morning and I actually got a workout in.
Wow, good for you.
I know, I did, and it's been months.
Ooh, I bet you felt that one.
It doesn't feel too bad. Like the stretching, actually, like I did like a warm up stretch. I almost said warm up, and I don't know what that is.
Worms are in the dirt, gardening time.
I
see where you're going with that, yeah.
To start off my mornings. But no, it actually felt really good. The stretch and move around and do stuff. I was like really jazzed when I got up this morning, like, dang, I feel good.
Honestly, wakes you up. That's what I have to do in the morning. I set my phone across the other side of the room because I know I won't want to get up. And
I should do that more often, but I don't. I have this shelf right next to my bed. So like I'm just laying there and I can just reach over and grab my phone. And I usually I don't snooze my alarm. I shut it off.
Oh, I'm a snoozer.
I fall back asleep and it's so bad.
See, I anticipate myself like not getting up. So I'm like snooze because in the event, if I'm down, I will not, if somebody calls me, I'm done. And then if I'm late to work, oof.
Yeah, I've done that on staff meeting mornings where like I hit snooze 5 times, but I know one time that I actually accidentally, instead of hitting snooze, I shut it off and I fell back asleep and then I got up super late. I had to be to staff meeting at 8:45. I didn't eat breakfast. It was just the worst.
Yeah, it's rough. Oof.
Everybody then can relate to that, I'm sure.
Oh yes, that we can. I've done that as well, so I can definitely relate.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's hard.
Yeah, adulting's hard.
Oh my God, it is.
So I hear that there's some fun things happening in the month of August.
Yeah, so we were kind of struggling a little bit to decide what we were going to do today for August podcast. We had a bunch of different ideas about what we wanted to do. So like in light of that, out of like the 2 things we were waffling between, I decided to get online and look up like weird holidays or different, things that are celebrated in August that maybe people don't know about, or things that are celebrated and just aren't nationally recognized and need to be. They need to be. So to celebrate August, as you're probably listening to this on August 1st or a few days after, or whenever you listen to it, just keep in mind, these are amazing holidays, and I lost my train of thought.
That's just some fun things, because I'm looking at this list here, and I am already excited.
Okay, great. So Do you want me to start us off with August 1st?
Yeah.
August 1st, which you may not have known, is National Mahjong Day.
The question is, have you played Mahjong?
Not the actual tiles, no, but I've played it online.
Online, same.
Yes.
I don't think if it wasn't online, I would not be able to appropriately like set it up to play it because they already do it for you.
I would like to have someone set it up for me and show me how to play the actual tiles.
That'd be cool.
It's my mom's favorite online game. She plays it every day.
I love that. August 4th, this one I'm excited about. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
Which means you get to eat chocolate chip cookies all day for the whole all of your meals. Chocolate chip cookies.
Ask your parents though, kiddos. I'm sure they won't let you eat them all day, but maybe.
But, I mean, if you say it's a national holiday, maybe they'll change their minds.
They might.
Kind of with, August 6th, just a few days after that, is National Root Beer Float Day.
I haven't had a root beer in such a long time. That's going to be the day. That's the day to do it.
Have root beer in the fridge at Elmore right now.
Okay, I'll probably stop by and get a root beer float.
I like to whisper.
So, we also have sugar-free.
Ooh, okay. I'm there. I do have a question for you. I'm looking at this list. August 8th. National Sneak Some Zucchini into Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Do you have the origin of this day? I'm very conflicted. How does this happen? Not
necessarily like the origin, but
how does one make it a national day?
So
how does that?
See, I should have looked up the origin or like why this started. But like the explanation for it is simply people plant gardens and they plant too much stuff. And I can already attest, one of my other coworkers left zucchini in my box a week ago. And a yellow squash. I ate them both. They were delicious. But that's just the point. Like zucchini plants produce way too much stuff. And people are just like, they don't think about that when they plant a garden and then they're overwhelmed by it overproducing. So if you just have too many zucchini, just sneak it onto your neighbor's porch. Don't say anything.
I like that.
Just leave the zucchini on their porch and walk away.
I love zucchini, so anybody can put that on my porch.
On August 8th, it's coming up. You have too many zucchini, just leave it on your neighbor's porch.
That's right.
August 9th is a fun one because that, involves libraries. It's National Book Lovers Day. Ooh. I know. We should make like pins or bookmarks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Something fun.
I'm going to jot that down.
Oh, I made a great suggestion because Ariel's writing it down. Aren't I amazing?
Oh, my laptop's moving. I'm going to try to not shake it. Sorry, everyone.
I heard like a faint squeaking. I don't know if that was
your this pen. Table. The table, it's a squeaker, this table.
Okay. Oh, it's fun. So
now I don't know if I can relate to the next day, August 12th being National Middle Child Day.
I can relate. And you know what? I didn't even know that this was a holiday. I didn't know this was a day that was celebrated. Honestly, if you look it up, any day has something on it.
Sure.
But yeah, I didn't realize that Middle Child Day was a national celebrated thing, and I'm glad that it is, and I think it should be because I am a middle child, and a lot of people are middle children, and it kind of comes with its own baggage. If you're
Absolutely.
A middle child, you know what I'm talking about.
My mom's a middle child, so
yeah, she understands the baggage of being a middle child.
Yeah, there's always a bunch of stuff.
It just comes with it. Like you deal with so much, and
I almost want to.
It's just different than being a first child or a last child.
I would agree completely. They all have their challenges. They all have different things, except I don't know. The middle child or the last child always they always seem to be all right.
A little bit. Sometimes I feel like last children also get a little jilted on things. Like maybe they don't get to experience as much, or the other ones get older. So the middle or the like last child is experiencing things earlier than what the older
Yeah, I'd
kids
agree
did,
with that.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense. But moving forward, that was free. You can have that. August 13th is National Blame Someone Else Day.
Okay. Be kind to people, okay?
Yeah, I didn't look up the thing for this one. There's probably some sort of rules and regulations on it, but I didn't look those up. So use your discretion.
This one, I'm so glad they have this day. August 17th is Black Cat Appreciation Day. Black cats always get a bad rap, just cats in general, and especially if they're black, and I think they're great.
Black cats are the best cats, and I'll never take that back. They're my favorite type of cat.
Honestly, as you know, we're trying to buy a house right now, and this house comes with a cat because the cat's an outdoor cat, and this cat is also black, and they're like, oh, you want to take this cat? Are you sure? And I'm like, absolutely, like, love cats.
Yes, take the cat. He needs a home.
Yeah, because they're moving to somewhere they can't have an outdoor cat, and they were like, oh, can he stay? And I was like, of course he can stay. Like,
of course.
Yeah. Oh darn, I have to take a cat. Oh,
never. So
love it.
August 23rd is National Sponge Cake Day.
Love me some cake.
Have you ever, what's that song where he goes, living on sponge cake? And then like the rest of the song goes?
Oh, Cheeseburger in Paradise.
No, I don't think we're singing the same thing.
By the one guy, Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, is that what he says?
I thought so.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It is
Song?
Jimmy Buffett.
Living. Oh yeah, Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett.
Margaritaville, that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
But there's a version of it where they change like half the words to sponge cake. So he just keeps saying sponge cake. And so when I was typing up this list and I was picking out like what holidays I was gonna include on our list, I saw the sponge cake thing and that's all I could think of.
You're like, it has to happen.
Yeah. So
I love it.
You don't know what I'm talking about, like go and look at the YouTube video Margaritaville, but where like all the words are just sponge cake.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
amazing.
I'm pretty sure we don't there's not the same songs.
Just same person.
Same person, but
okay.
He likes to sing about food, I guess. I never noticed that.
I don't know. Maybe.
This day is pretty cool. August 28th is National Bow Tie Day. I think that's so fun. It's just fun.
Do you think the 11th
you don't always have to wear a tie?
That? I think it was invented in honor of the 11th Doctor. That's just my opinion.
Probably, he's like, oh, I'm wearing my fedora. I need to have a bow tie day.
Yeah. And then August 31st is National Diameteus Earth Day. I didn't realize they had a special day for this.
Now, my question to you is, what is the definition of Diameteus?
So
for those that don't know, let me spell this out for you, those that are listening. So Diameteus is spelled Diatonmaceus.
Okay, so my mom uses this all the time on the farm. We just kind of call it DE for short. It is a naturally occurring soft sedimentary rock that has been crumbled into a fine, like white powder. It is like a natural bug killer. So say like your animals have fleas or something, if you have to get the food grade kind, mind you, don't get the non-food grade kind, but you can sprinkle it in your carpets. You can put it on your animal. I used to use it on my rabbit because he had fleas. So it's like a natural thing. We use it on the farm all the time.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
I think it's cool they have a national day for it.
That's right. Hey, Mother Earth's important too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kind of want to be able to survive without her.
I've been trying so hard to go a little more green in my life,
It's
and it's
hard.
very difficult. So like I'm very more self-conscious of like using, you know, like too many paper towels or plastic silverware, stuff like that, or plastic bags. I'm trying to like use containers I can wash and like reuse. Like I don't want to like use plastic stuff. That's hard, but I am
Oh yeah.
trying.
I think it's especially hard too, like when you're first starting out, whether you're like going to college, you have your own apartment, like
Mhm.
things that are like so much cheaper to obtain are like not good for like
Exactly.
the planet, but you're like it's like a rock and a hard place. Like you still want to do good, but you also trying to live within
Yeah,
your means. It's rough.
it is. It does make it really hard. So I was really excited to find alternatives on Thrive Market. Not a sponsor. I just want to talk about Thrive Market for a second. I've started using it. Um, and it is like an online shopping service, and you can get like really good organic foods and stuff shipped to your door. It's all like recycled packaging and things like that. But they have like all their paper products are, most of them are either recycled or bamboo, because bamboo
Oh,
grows
sweet.
super, super fast and
It
it's
does.
easier to like obtain. So it's like an alternative to using paper products that are made from trees. So I'm trying to use like more organic paper products, I guess, like the toilet paper, paper towels, and things. I started buying the ones that are made from bamboo instead.
That's cool. I love that.
That's what I'm doing with my life. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but there you go.
It's important stuff regardless.
I haven't talked to anybody for a while. How y'all doing out there? You're great. You're all great. I miss you.
We're hanging.
we're boring.
We're there, right on the edge, but we're still doing it.
Mm-hmm. Life can be rough.
Honestly. I mean, there's so many days though, like where they celebrate something. So it's kind of hard to include everything, especially like in 1 month, because there's some days have like
Yeah.
multiple things that they celebrate on a day.
And that's like every day. I think we only included like 10 things on here, 10 days that we talked about, or 12.
Mhm.
Every day of the month has something in every month. Like I said, you could look up a calendar and see what every day has. Every day has something. Also, every day is somebody's birthday. So happy
It's true.
birthday, listener. If you're listening, if you're
Wherever
watching
you're at.
our YouTube video, happy birthday.
That's right. Ooh, that'd be cool if they're watching it on their birthday. That'd be cool. I like
That
it.
would be amazing. Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like in August for 2020. It can be like any year.
Yeah, any time that they're watching this video, that's where my brain was. That's why I got really quiet. I'm just like, any time of the year they could like watch this video and be like, wow, they
Happy
wished
birthday.
me a happy birthday.
I hope all your birthday wishes come true and you get something really bangarang.
Oh, amen.
Whatever it is. No, I know, as Sierra mentioned, we kind of had a little challenge to figure out what we wanted to do this month.
Yes.
A little secret if you did not know, everybody listening or watching, sometimes, we run out of ideas. And so we have to formulate some plans and ideas and try them or not try them. So today for the podcast, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm also excited.
I'm so ready.
And we hope that you're going to enjoy it. I know I enjoyed planning it because I had everyone at Genoa listen to some of the things that I'm going to share in a moment.
I didn't have anybody help me on mine, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
It would have been fun to have some help.
And of course, before I share what we're going to do, if you have any suggestions, things that you would like us to see, things you want us to talk about, we would love, 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 love to hear from you, whether it's an email, a phone call, a letter, stop and see us in person, even at the grocery store, because that does happen from time to time.
It does. I see people in the grocery store and they're like, hey, I know you.
Exactly.
But
the only
yes.
thing we might not be able to help you with, because, you know, we're at the grocery store, is telling you when your books are due. That's like the only thing, you know,
Yep.
because we don't have the computer. But anywho, what we're going to do today, we're going to play another game. Now, this is a game that you can do at home if you did not know. You can do it at parties. You can do it for icebreakers. It's a fun game. It's kind of similar to what we played several months ago is what it seems like, since time is flying.
Yeah, I had to look that up. That was in March.
Ooh,
I
man,
know.
that's a
And
long
now we're in
time.
August. It feels like forever ago, right?
It does. Oh my gosh.
But,
So,
yeah.
So we're gonna play 2 truths and a lie.
And
Dun dun dun.
yeah, add some epic music in there, Nathan.
Yeah,
Although
we can always
that makes it sound
surprise.
like a bad thing. Like, oh no.
Yeah, and then have like a scary look where we're like, oh, how dare you lie to me? And be all dramatic.
I realized something like right before we started. We did not determine a
What?
punishment for getting things wrong.
A punishment?
Yeah, I mean, I watched some people on YouTube that played 2 Truths and a Lie.
Uh-huh.
And if they got it wrong, like they didn't guess what the actual lie was, the other person got to squirt them with a water gun. And obviously
Well,
we're not in the same room. We're recording on Zoom. We're both in our different like library settings. As a precaution because of COVID and all that. Like, but we don't have a punishment for getting
do we
something
need a
wrong.
punishment though? I don't know if I've ever played with a punishment. Sierra.
For funsies, you're supposed to be punished when you get it wrong, so people can see your reactions.
Oh darn! I have to read another book.
Hear your. That's not a punishment. Leave in the comments what you think should happen to whoever loses this game. So instead of having a punishment for every single time we get one wrong,
that's a
it'll
good.
be
That's
like
a
an
good
overall
one.
punishment, and the viewers and the listeners get to decide. So
a reasonable one. No one shaving their head or anything dramatic like that.
Yeah, it's got to be just something like eating a weird food that we don't like or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
So yeah, leave us suggestions for what our punishment should be to the person that loses this game. So we each have, is it 10 turns? We're going back and forth, asking each other 2 truths and a lie, and then that person has a little bit of time to determine what they think is the actual lie, and points are awarded for each correct answer. So do you wanna go first, or you want me to go first?
I will let you go first.
Okay, so my first 3 sentences for you are, I was born in Florida. I once totaled my bicycle when I crashed into my sister. I've helped bottle feed baby goats. One of those is a lie.
And one of them, I am going to say you totaled your bike by crashing into your sister.
You think that's a lie?
I'm not confident, but I know that you've had animals, and I know you've been to Florida, but I don't know if you were born in Florida. So I'm stuck between the first 2, but I'm going the instincts, whatever you want to call it, the vibes are saying bike.
That's incorrect. It's real. The lie is the fact that I was not born in Florida.
Dang it.
My sister was born in Florida.
Oop. Well, okay.
Ariel got that one wrong.
Yeah, so should
I'll put
we mark when we get it right or wrong?
I'll do both. Like, I'll put it on my hand. You did not get that one. No points for you.
Yeah, so, well, that stinks.
Just for really quick, my sister was also on a bicycle. She came around one corner of the barn. I came around the other side, and we crashed head on, and it totaled my bike.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It was crazy, and neither of us were hurt either, so that was great. So, all right, hit me with your first.
Okay. I'm hoping some of these are easier ones. Number 1, I grew up on the lake. My childhood home is white. I got a police escort home one morning before work.
I think that the house being white is a lie.
Is
I
that
don't
your
know
final
why,
answer?
but yeah, I feel like the police thing feels too real. Like for some reason that would just happen to you. Not like you were in trouble. Not saying you would be in trouble, but like for some reason that just feels too real.
Okay.
I feel like growing up in the lake feels real.
Well, let's see here. I got some news. You were right.
Am I? Oh, great.
Yeah.
What color
My
is the house
childhood
then?
home was yellow.
Okay. And it was on the lake?
did, yep, because of poor Clinton. And I did get a police escort home. It was not like a bad thing. My rear lights in my vehicle at the time were not working and I didn't know. So he was like following me for a while. And when he realized like the lights just weren't working, he pulled me over. He's like, you can't drive like that. So he gave me a police escort home. Yeah, to make sure I was okay so nobody would rear end me.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was very nice. I was like, oh, thank you. Because every time, like, my heart drops if it's like lights are on and they're behind me. I'm like, I didn't even do anything. At least I think I didn't.
I have kind of a funny story about a cop thing. Remind me at the very end before we do word scientist, and I'll try to remember to tell you. Because I don't want to get too crazy and like diverge away from the game.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so, okay, so my second one's for you. I have owned 4 cars since I was 19.
Okay.
I know how to drive stick shift.
Okay.
I do not know how to drive stick shift.
Oh, that's...
I shouldn't have done it this way. I just didn't have a better one.
Well, it's the stick shift, I think. Because I don't think anybody doesn't know, but does know.
But does know, yeah.
I'm going to say that
I thought I changed that.
The lie is you do not know how to drive stick shift.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's incorrect.
Is it that you do know how to?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of, because I think you have a Jeep right now, and I'm like, I think that's a stick shift.
It's on automatic.
Darn it. I am not doing well at all.
No points for Ariel. But yeah, I'd love to learn how, but I just never have.
Well, and I know that you've had at least 2 cars because I know you had a different car when I first started here. And I was like, well, I know there's 2.
Yeah.
There could be 2 more. And then when you said the stick shift, I'm like, okay, it's definitely the stick shift one.
Know.
I picked the wrong one.
So dumb. Like I just didn't have. I know. It was like, it was a 50-50 shot.
Well, because I can technically drive stick shift, but not well. It's not smooth. But, you know, if we had to get somewhere, we'd get there.
Right.
So I'm like,
yeah.
Trick question.
There you go. Trick question. And yeah, I have had 4 cars since I was 19. They just break and I have to get new ones. But I buy beaters. My last car was a lemon, so.
You do what you can. It's hard.
Exactly, yeah.
Especially with older ones. Because you think they're all right, and then all of a sudden they're not all right, and then it's a whole episode and a half.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting when you buy beaters, trust me.
It's true. So true. Okay. My questions, well, I guess not questions, statements, number 2. My favorite color is purple. I don't like coffee. And I can touch my nose with my tongue.
Okay, I know your favorite color is purple, like, true. I find it hard to believe that you don't like coffee. I think you love coffee.
Okay, gotta get that caffeine somewhere.
You're looking for coffee or caffeine alternatives. So now I'm convinced you can't touch, you say your tongue to your nose? You can't do that. That's your lie. But
is that the lie?
That's a lie.
You're wrong. I can do that. The lie is that I don't like coffee. I do enjoy coffee, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm glad I got you finally.
Yeah.
I do enjoy my coffee.
But yeah, I think that's what confused me. Like, you love coffee, but I think I picked the wrong one.
But you are right. I was looking for alternatives because I would drink like 2 cups, so now I'm just down to 1 because I don't want to drink that much coffee.
Right. And
so
for
I
those
pick
of you just listening, you missed it. She can actually touch her tongue to her nose. I can't do that.
I don't know. I just did it once and people are like, you can't do that. And I'm like, try me.
Yeah, my sister can do it. I cannot. I won't even try at this point. Moving on. I've had my picture taken with an actor. I've had my picture taken with a voice actor. I've had my picture taken with a singer.
Oof.
I'm sorry, I made these hard. And again, I didn't have help. I didn't have someone else test it out and be like, ooh, you should change that or do something else.
Well, I'm thinking about the singer. I guess my question would be, does singer qualify as musical singer as well? I guess. Because I'm thinking like musicals, but I know you follow people too. I'm going to say the lie is the voice actor.
Final answer?
Yeah, I'm just going with it.
That's incorrect. 2 years ago at Comic-Con, my brother and I met Rob Whithoff. He plays John Marston in the Red Dead Redemption games. We got our picture with him. And then in a previous podcast, actually, I talked about meeting an actor at the coffee shop where I used to work. So
a singer.
It's the singer. Yeah.
Darn it. The one that I was like, I mean, technically, Nathan Wright we interviewed, we sort of met him on Zoom. He
That's true.
was a singer.
Yes. And I did meet him in Detroit when I went to watch one of his shows, but I did not get my picture with him, or else I feel like that would have counted. I would have.
Oh man. Whew. That's rough. Man, wow. Next question.
Okay.
I have been to Disney 3 times. I have never been to Mexico. And I have never been on an airplane.
Would you have driven to Disney 3 times if you've never been on an airplane? I feel like you would have had to fly. I think
I do drive quite a lot.
Yeah, but that's so you either I believe the Disney thing. I just believe that you've probably been there 3 times. I don't know what sounds more unlikely. That you've never been to Mexico or that you've never flown. You had to.
I mean, people get spooked. Planes are spooky.
Planes are spooky. I agree. But you had to have flown at some point in your life.
Tickets are pricey.
Maybe you didn't pay for it. I don't know. I want to say that like you have flown. So like you saying that you've never flown is a lie. Final answer.
That's the never been on an airplane is your final answer?
Yeah.
Darn it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. See, you can't travel to Mexico and Disney 3 times and not have gotten on a plane.
Actually, for the Disney, 2 out of the 3 trips, we were on a charter bus. Because I went twice. The first time I went with my family, and the second time I went for high school because that was our senior trip for band.
Right.
And then the third time, my sister was in band, and so that was her senior year as well. So I got to go as a chaperone, which was So it was really fun, but it's a long travel for sure.
Oh yeah, especially on a bus full of other people.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Miss Sierra.
Let's see if I can stump you again.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Again, I'm sorry. I made some of these really hard because, disclaimer, this is probably stories and things and sentences that I've never told you before. So, good luck.
I'm ready.
A picture of me is in a video game.
Okay.
I know a second language.
Okay.
My favorite book is Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. Well, I'm automatically scratching Phantom of the Opera. The picture of you in a video game, though, like that one, I'm like, is it a lookalike photo or like an exact replica of you? That one just kind of seems a little like, I'm a little in between on that one. Okay, I'm going video game. That just keeps sticking with me.
So it's
Doesn't
either
sit well.
a picture of me as in a video game or I know a second language that you were
Yeah,
waffling between.
Yeah, it's the first one, the video game. I think you still like to learn another language.
Okay, you're incorrect.
Of course I am.
So I do not know a second language. That is the lie, me saying I know a second language. I'm
What
currently
video game?
trying to learn Japanese. So years ago, I was probably 14, 15. I played Nancy Drew computer games like all the time. So I followed it very closely online, and they would always have contests. And if you won an Nancy Drew contest, you would get a picture of you in the video game, and it would just be like a picture on a wall where you could explore. It would be a book that you could pick up and flip through. So I won a cake decorating contest, and there's a picture of me holding my winning cake, and it is in the shape of Nancy's blue car with like a fondant Nancy sitting in the top of it. And it is in the Nancy Drew game Alibi and Ashes. It's a computer game. You can still play it today, and if you do, you can see me.
Oh,
I'm in a book in Nancy Drew's house. You can pick up and flip through and see all the other winners and me.
that's so cool. Wow, I would be jazzed about that. I'd be like, I'm in a video game. Are you in a video game?
I forget about it sometimes, and then I'll
That's
come back
so
and I'll see the
fun.
picture. Like I'll be scrolling through pictures or find old things of me and the winning cake, and I'm like, dang it, I won.
That's legit.
I wonder if that's the cake that I won. I entered a couple of different ones. My winning one, I might be wrong. It might not be the car. I remember making the car because I submitted different ones, but it might be The Secret of the Old Clock. Have you ever seen how it's the clock, but the face is broken? That might be my winning cake. I'm sorry. It's been a long time and it's so bad because like I won, I'm in a video game and I've forgotten what my winning picture
You're
is.
still in a video game. That's the most important part here. You're still in the video game.
It might be the broken clock one.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wow, I don't have anything like that on here, so that's really neat.
So y'all learned something new about me today.
Love it. Well, my follow-up is not nearly as exciting. I have my master's degree. I have my doctoral degree, and I went to college in New York.
If you have a doctoral degree, does that mean that we could call you doctor? Or is that like a doctorate? I mean, is that different?
Technically, you could go about that, but most people don't do that because people are like, oh, you're not a doctor in a white lab coat. Right. So it kind of depends who you are individually. Because I've known people that are like actual doctors that go by it. And I know someone who has a doctorate in English and she is very into having it, which, you know, I get too. So it kind of depends who you are.
But like if you did have that, technically, you could be Dr. Ariel Grush.
If that is the vibes that I choose.
Right. I don't remember you ever mentioning going to school in New York, though.
I try to group my responses so they're kind of like related.
Right. don't remember that about you. Not saying that you couldn't have or you wouldn't have. Or if you did, was it like full term, or did you only do it for a while? I think that's a lie. I don't think you went to school in New York.
Finally, I gotcha.
She was just waiting.
I do not have my doctorate degree.
Okay.
I would definitely be like, you can call me doctor for sure. If I worked that hard to get that set, I had to go through such a long process for that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would definitely do that. But I did go as well. I did community college here in Ohio, and then I went to Syracuse University for my BA and my master's.
You know what? I remember you saying the word Syracuse, and like, I don't know, when you just said New York, like that did not connect in my brain.
I know, that's why I was like, I can't say Syracuse because I know I said it.
I probably would have like, I caught on to that and be like, oh yeah, she's talked about Syracuse before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Central New York, where you at in the snow belt?
Right. All right, you got me. So far, our scores are Ariel 0. You haven't got any of mine, and me too. I've only gotten 2 of hers.
Still, you're doing a lot better.
I made them really hard. I'm sorry. Did you guys just hear my stomach growl?
I didn't hear it.
Well, I'm hungry. All right, my next one for you.
Okay.
My favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
Okay.
My last name could have been Cornelius instead of White.
Oh, okay.
I've had my wisdom teeth removed.
I'm pretty sure you've had your wisdom teeth removed. I too think about what my name could have been. Like, so you could have had a different last name, and what was the second one?
The second one could have had a last name. The first one's my favorite cereals, Lucky Charms.
Okay. I don't ever remember you talking about your favorite cereal, though.
I'm not sure we've had a conversation about favorite cereals.
I do love cereal, though. But I don't know, that is a good cereal. Gotta love the marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
Heart-shaped balloons, rainbows, and all that. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with Cornelius because I too enjoy Lucky Charms, and I'm hoping we both vibe with that.
The second one's your final answer?
Mm-hmm.
That's incorrect.
Was it even Lucky Charms?
Yes, Lucky Charms is my absolute favorite cereal in the whole world. I could eat that all day long. And I'm one of those, I don't want to say freak because I think a lot of people do this. I eat all the cereal first and leave all the marshmallows for the end. And
yeah.
Yeah, the lie was that I've had my wisdom teeth pulled or removed. My sister recently had her wisdom teeth pulled, so that's why I put that on there. Like, oh, this is good. I don't have wisdom teeth. They're still under my gums. They never came in.
Oh, I only had 3, and I had to get them taken out because they were like starting to come in. They're not enjoyable.
Yeah. My father, his father passed away, and his last name was Cornelius, and then his mother got remarried, and my father was adopted by his stepfather and took on his last name, which is White.
Oh, cool.
So if he did not, our last name would be Cornelius, but it is White because he was adopted by his stepfather. So,
darn, I did not know that. Now I know.
See,
now
I know.
I have to retain everything.
I've never had these conversations with you. Why would that ever come up? Why would I just randomly be like,
oh man, I'm learning so much.
I made these really hard.
I'm just hoping like when the time comes like later on, I can be like, oh yeah, I know this. Because there's so much like I'm learning that I'm not going to remember everything.
I know. We're creating a bond. We're like giving each other this information slowly, and like we're going to remember it years later and be like, you know what?
I'm hoping.
I think we had this conversation. Or, you know, patrons are going to come to the library and be like, hey, I heard your favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
Yeah, here's some cereal.
I had a patron. They know that I love Cheetos. They're my weakness. like I stop eating them for long periods of time because like once I have one, it's like all I eat. Like I will go crazy for Cheetos.
Are you the crunchy or the puff style Cheeto?
Crunchy. Only
Ooh, I
crunchy.
like both. I'm a lover of the cheese. Give me some fake
But
cheese.
like I had a patron see that I was eating them one day or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are my weakness. And they brought me some and put them in my box.
That's funny. That was nice of them, though.
I know, right?
I like, love Cheetos.
I'm so hungry right now. All right,
I know, we're
your
definitely
turn.
gonna be eating lunch after this. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I love Disney. I met President Obama in 2015 during college. It was exciting. He was, oh wait, never mind. And I've seen Katy Perry in concert.
Oh.
This is kind of a random one.
What was the first one? You love Disney? Well, you do love
Mhm.
Disney though. So I was more convinced that you would have seen Katy Perry in concert. But going off of a little bit what you were starting to say, I would guess that seeing Katy Perry was a lie. And you've actually met Barack Obama?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, the Katy Perry one's a lie.
That is wrong. I did not meet President Obama.
I was so excited for you for a second.
However, when I was at university, who's now President Biden, he came to the university and spoke to us. And so you like had to pay and get your ticket so you could like be in the same room as the VP.
You were in the
because he
same
was
room?
VP at the time, yeah,
Right.
with
okay.
Mr. Obama.
Gosh, I was really excited for you for a second. So you've seen Katy Perry in concert then?
I have, yeah. My cousin somehow got these tickets and she's like, whoever wants to drive, I'll take you. And I was like, done. I'll drive you easily.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Disney, of course. No surprise.
Yeah, that was just like, you said that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Give me the other two, because those are the ones I waffle between.
I know, it was pretty cool because Biden actually he's an alum of Syracuse. So it was kind of cool to see it at the time.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to add more, and then I was like, no, Ariel, you don't need to add any more. So I kind of just like set you up there. Sorry.
Right. I was going to say something else, but it's kind of like, I don't know his slam, but it's kind of like, it's a funny video on YouTube, and Nathan probably knows what I'm talking about because he's the one that showed it to me, but it's a little weird. Another time, probably. It's about the president and like,
oh yeah, maybe another time.
I don't want some people to get mad at me. It's nothing bad. It's just funny. They took something he said in an interview and turned it into a really funny song.
Oh, people do that all the time.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, but you know, if you're not into that, then I won't go further than that. I'll give Ariel her next set of possibilities.
I'm ready.
I have tried octopus at a sushi restaurant.
Okay.
I was kicked out of line for a kids ride at Cedar Point for being too tall. And as a child, I would cry whenever my mother would sing "On Top of Spaghetti."
What on earth? Well, I'm thinking the Cedar Point, the CP one. I'm thinking that's accurate because that's actually happened to me before. I've had a favorite ride as a child and I was too tall and they were like, nah, you can't ride it. And I was like, oh, that's sad. I'm not sure what the spaghetti song thing is. However,
okay, so like, do you know the song "On Top of Old Smoky"? I don't know the actual words to it, but that's the original. I know like the tune for it because that's what the tune of "On Top of Spaghetti" is.
Okay, and then what was the first one again?
I have tried octopus at a sushi restaurant.
See, you like sushi. I'm pretty sure we've talked about sushi before. And I'm pretty sure you like sushi, so I think you'd be game. So I guess I'm going spaghetti as the liar. But it could be the Cedar Point. But I'm gonna still say spaghetti.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
I do like sushi, but I've never tried octopus.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have been kicked out of line at Cedar Point. because they're like, unless you have a kid to ride with. And I literally scanned the crowd looking for a child without its parent. And like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, that's bad. I can't do that.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
But yeah, the song On Top of Old Smoky is the original. Again, I don't know the lyrics for it, but they changed the words of it to On Top of Spaghetti. And it's like, on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese.
Oh, yeah. Now
meatball.
that you
Yeah.
say that with the cheese part, that makes sense. Oh,
When I
darn.
was really young, my mother would sing that and I would cry. And they didn't know why I was crying. Like she's singing and I just break out in tears. I'm like 3 and they're like, oh my God, why are you crying? And she asked me about this recently. Like, why did you cry? And I'm like, the meatball landed on the floor and I felt bad for the meatball. It made me
Aw.
cry.
Feel bad for my tummy. I'd probably want to eat that meatball.
I know. I was sad that the meatball was on the floor and nobody would get to eat it.
Aw.
And it was like a sad, lonely, cold meatball. I don't know. I'm weird. That made me cry.
It's okay. You're allowed to have feelings, okay?
Ariel is still at 0 points and I am only at 2.
All right, here we go. Here's another one for
Here's
you.
another one.
I did theater in high school. I played the flute in high school. And I played softball from t-ball all the way up to my freshman year of high school.
My goodness. Well, I know you were in band. So I don't know if you would like say flute even though you played something else and try to stump me there. That would be kind of mean. I mean, not saying that you couldn't do that, but I want to go back and rewatch the podcast episode where we had Nathan Wright on so I could hear what you said.
I did mention that in that podcast.
And you did. You said what you played. Oh my God.
I know. And all high school oriented.
I know. I don't know if you did. Again, I don't think I've had the conversation with you whether or not you played t-ball or whether or not you did theater. You seem like you would want to do theater. That seems like something that you would. My brain is almost convinced that you replaced flute with what you actually played. I don't know why.
I mean, you had 3 options, so
My goodness.
you got a 33% chance.
I know, this is awful.
Are you stuck between 2?
Two,
make
and
it a
the fact that
50-50.
like your thing might be that you said flute and you actually played something else. But I don't know, that's kind of like, it could have been the flute and maybe I just don't remember. I don't think you played t-ball.
That is incorrect. I did play t-ball all the way up to my freshman year until I got injured. I did theater in high school. I started as a techie and I ended up being in Oklahoma where that wind comes sweeping down the
Oh my
plain.
gosh, yes. You told Nathan you were in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I was like not gonna say it, but I was like, I know I mentioned theater in that episode.
Did.
And
Oh my
even
God.
though I was in band, I played trombone. My sister plays the flute.
If I had stuck with my gut feeling and been like, it wasn't flute. You were in
I
band,
know.
but you played something else. If I had stuck with my gut feeling, I would have got that right.
When you said it, I was like, oh man, she's gonna get it right again. And then you're like, I don't know. And I was like,
Oh my God, I was so close. I'm gonna stick with my gut feelings. from
yeah,
now
you're
on.
doing really well.
My goodness. Yeah, I almost had it. And then my brain's like, nah. Okay.
I'm ready. Hit me.
I have broken a bone.
Okay.
I have had more library fines since I began working at a library than when I didn't work at one.
Okay.
And I have experienced sleep paralysis. I think my grandma's shopping around for books over there.
Okay. Well, the second one I definitely believe is accurate because it's so easy to do. So easy. So I'm immediately gonna X that one. What was the first one?
So now you're waffling between I have broken a bone and I have experienced sleep paralysis.
But see, that you've never broken a bone?
No, it's that I have broken a bone.
Oh, then I'm going with the you have broken a bone. I don't think you actually did.
That's correct.
I'm calling that as your.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You got it right.
Woo!
One on the board for Ariel.
Because
Yes,
I remember we've talked about like if anybody had broken bones before, and I just am like, I'm confident she did not break any. I can't remember anything.
No, I've had x-rays for different things, but unrelated. I've never broken anything.
I know one thing about you.
You know one thing about me. And then, yeah, the library fine thing, for sure.
So when I was like, man, I hope this isn't a sick trick because I'm like playing right into your hands because it's so easy to do.
Yep.
So easy.
And then, yes, I actually very frequently experience sleep paralysis. So yeah, if you don't know what that is, look it up sometime. It's very interesting. It's where like you're cognitively like awake and like you're somewhat alert, but not fully enough to like wake up and get out of bed. So like you're aware of what's going on in your surroundings, but you can't physically move your body. It's like you're paralyzed.
It's spooky.
It's spooky, and I actually experienced fairly often.
I had it happen one time, and I was like, "This is so uncomfortable." Not a fan if you don't have to be.
Usually, like when it happens to me, it's like my whole body is just it's like weighted down, not like painful, but like I can't lift anything. I can't move anything. I can't wiggle my fingers or toes. Like it's almost like I can't feel my body. It's just moving.
Oh.
My grandma, hi.
I love it. All right, now this one I think is kind of easy. I think you might get this one right away.
Okay.
I cook a lot of Korean food. Oh. I was hit by a car on my bike.
Hey, hang on.
And I love the show Cobra Kai.
Who's my friend? Steve Harrington. I'm sorry. For those of you listening, I'm sitting in our study room right now, so it's all glassed in. My grandma saw me. I waved, and then she came over and pointed to the other chair that's in here and said, "Who's your friend?" And I said, "Steve Harrington," because it's my book bag sitting on the chair and it has Steve Harrington's face on it.
That's funny.
So, sidebar.
Now, did you hear all three of my?
I did not. Please start from the beginning.
I cook a lot of Korean food.
That is correct.
I was hit by a car on my bike. Oh my God. I love the show Cobra Kai.
I think that the third one's the lie. I don't see why you wouldn't like Cobra Kai.
Is that your final answer? You sound like you haven't decided yet.
I'm sorry. I feel like we had a conversation about you and your bike at some point. I don't remember if you got hit by a car though, but it sounds vaguely familiar way in the back of my mind. And I think you do cook a lot of Korean food. So yeah, I'm going to say that the third one's a lie, that you don't actually like Cobra Kai and you're lying about it.
Well, that is incorrect.
Okay. I
do cook a lot of Korean food, yakkamandu, bulgogi, very delicious stuff.
Okay.
Yes. I've been watching Cobra Kai again with my fiance, and I was not hit by a car on my bike, though I know another staff member who was. So I borrowed her experience.
Oh, you just borrowed somebody else's story. Okay.
Though I did get wrecked on a bike once.
Okay.
I don't even know why I thought it was a good idea. I was riding on the street and I did it with my eyes closed. And I was like, that's a good idea.
Why
and I went over the curb, almost ran into a fire hydrant. And it was very dramatic.
That's terrifying. Like, I'll just have my eyes closed. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nothing bad's going to happen from that.
I'm just glad there wasn't a car, else I would have been hit by a car.
All right. So we're going on the 8th question cornered something. It's not what it's called. I don't know. Ariel is on the board. She has 1 point. I have 2. Let's see if she can get this one correct.
Trying to close the gap.
Number 1. A patron once bought me a Loki action figure when they found out that I love Loki.
Okay.
Number 2, I finally bought myself a Costco membership.
Okay.
Number
Good for
3,
you, if that's true.
a friend and I once drove 2 hours to go to a bookstore.
Oof. I know the Loki thing. That has to be right. Because I remember you telling me about it and how you just thought it was so nice of them to do that. Unless it wasn't Loki, but I remember somebody buying you something around Christmas time. But I could also believe you drove 2 hours to a bookstore. But the Costco, did you shop at Costco? Have we talked about Costco? I'm saying, I know. I'm saying you did not buy a Costco membership. That is a lie.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I did not buy a Costco membership because it's not close to my house at all. And
it's a drive. That's why I'm like,
drive, and I just wouldn't use it enough. I just really love their muffins. But yes, several years ago, probably 3 or 4, at least 3 years ago now, at the library, we put up stockings with our names on it around Christmas time for like all the workers, and we were putting pictures of what we wanted in our stockings. And yes, I printed out a picture of Loki and put that in my stocking, and some patrons noticed it. Their 4-year-old daughter saw it, and she, when they were out shopping, saw an action figure in the store, and she's like, that's what she has in her stocking. That's what she wants. So they bought it for me and brought it to me at work all wrapped up. And yes, a friend and I have driven 2 hours to go to a bookstore, and I don't regret it one bit.
I love it. So I was like, yay, I know Sierra a little bit.
If you know anything about me, it's Loki.
Yes.
He's my baby. I love him.
We'll discuss the new show after we finish recording. Oh,
yes,
man.
Let's.
Okay. For you, I was born in Virginia. I broke my collarbone growing up, and I grew up with no pets.
No, these are all too hard. That's what's funny about this game is you really have, unless you're like 100% sure and you've had that conversation before, you really have no reason to distrust what's being said. Like, I have no reason to believe that you weren't born in West Virginia or just Virginia.
Just Virginia.
Just Virginia. But I don't recall us ever having a conversation about that. I know you grew up in Port Clinton. What were my other options?
I broke my collarbone growing up, and I grew up with no pets.
See, and I don't remember you breaking your collarbone either. And I believe at some point growing up you would have had a pet, but I could be wrong. A lot of people grow up without pets and then discover that they like pets later in life.
Very true.
But how I know you didn't just have like, a family dog or something.
That's true. Maybe even a tortoise. Who knows?
Who knows? It could have been a tortoise. That's what my kids will have to look forward to, growing up with tortoises. Why is it so hard? I think that you didn't break your collarbone. That's a lie.
That is correct.
Yes!
Sorry. That's a lie. Sorry, that was a lie. I meant correct, I did break my collarbone.
Oh.
I spent the night at my friend's house, and we were jumping off chairs, and I broke my collarbone. I also was born in Virginia. I was born on an Air Force base because my dad was in the military.
Okay.
But I did grow up with pets, so that was a lie. I had 2 dogs throughout my life, and 3 cats.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not mean to get you excited to let you down.
Got me so excited.
I did.
I didn't get an extra point.
No.
We are tied up 2 for 2. I know, it's coming down to the wire here.
Oh boy. I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Next ones. My friends and I once spent an entire day at Hayes Presidential Gardens, or Presidential Center Gardens, So we could play Wizards Unite.
Oh, okay.
I kept a stuffed animal that I found washed up on the beach.
Okay.
And I like the sound of balloons popping.
Instantly, I'm going with you like the sound of balloons popping.
As the lie?
Yeah.
You're correct. I despise the sound of balloons popping. Anyone who likes that or finds pleasure from it is an absolute psychopath.
I can imagine you popping balloons and just like squinting your eyes. So that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure she does not like that.
I hate it so much. But
I definitely could see the Wizards Unite though, and I was like, oh, that would be a place for sure. I could see you going with your homies.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We spent the whole day there catching stuff. And yes, I have in fact kept a stuffed animal that I found on the beach. It sounds really gross, but we washed it.
Did you wash it?
Yeah. It was like a kind of like a Beanie Baby. It was a zebra.
Oh, sweet.
And it was so sad. It was like all muddy, and I picked it up and I'm like, I can't leave it here. It sounds so gross now. It probably sounds so gross to people. They're like, like Erie's nasty and gross.
She washed it, okay?
I washed it. It's on a shelf in the living room at my parents' house. I never named it. Ugh, I'm sorry. That sounds so weird. I'm sorry for the viewers out there that are like learning all this stuff about me, and now they're gonna come in here and look at me different. Please don't look at me different.
And you're a nice-hearted person. If they can't see that, then
I have a weird soft spot for like stuffed animals. I have a really hard time getting rid of them. Did you ever watch Toy Story? Okay.
Oh man, yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Heartstrings
probably traumatized me or something. I have a hard time getting rid of childhood stuff.
For sure. For sure. You ready?
Give me your next one. We gotta tie this up. I don't want to be the loser.
All right. I own a skateboard. My favorite flowers are tulips, and I'm allergic to strawberries.
Oh. In my mind, I'm sorry I got really quiet. I should mentally think out what I'm doing so you can hear it and it's not just dead silence. My brain immediately is going to in all the months that I have worked over at Genoa, and I'm trying to picture anything that Ariel would put in the fridge that may have had fruit in it.
That's
and
a good
see if she really is allergic to strawberries. She might be. And nowhere in my mind can I picture her bringing strawberries to work.
I don't think I did.
That doesn't mean you're not allergic or that you are. Just that's where my brain went, was like, do I remember what people brought to eat and put in the communal fridge? No, I don't. The other ones, and the other two. I get so fixated on one that I forget what the other ones are.
My favorite flowers are tulips, and I own a skateboard.
See, I don't know why you would own a skateboard, but that just seems like something you would do. Like, you wanted to try skateboarding at some point. So maybe that seems accurate. You might be allergic to strawberries and I just don't know about it. And I'm not sure what your favorite flowers are. I don't think we've had that discussion. Not to say they are tulips. My goodness, it's so hard.
I know.
I'll go ahead and just say that the thing says you are allergic to strawberries, right?
Yes, I am allergic to strawberries.
Oh, so that could be a lie. You own a skateboard. I'm for sure of it. So I'll say the last one's a lie, and you actually aren't allergic to strawberries.
Oh, so you're saying I'm lying about being allergic to strawberries?
Yeah.
That's accurate. I am not allergic to strawberries.
I'm like, I feel like I would have known at some point if you were allergic to
I don't think, though, that I ever brought strawberries to work, though.
No,
I don't think so.
I really don't think you did.
I'm very happy to not be allergic to strawberries. I do enjoy them. I do, in fact, own a skateboard. This kid who lived down the street from me growing up, he was like, hey, I have a skateboard, $5. Do you want it? And I was like, absolutely, I want it. I want to
Why?
learn how to skateboard. And it did not go well. But I just haven't had the heart to throw it out because I'm like, it's still a good skateboard. Maybe
Mhm.
somebody
Maybe you'll
needs a
use it
skateboard.
someday, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I was like,
But,
so I do. And tulips are my favorite flower.
and tulips are your favorite flowers. Okay. I'll log that for some sort of remembrance later. Okay, so I
And
tied it
Q&A.
up. That was stressful.
You did.
That was stressful. So we are 3-3. So it comes down to the last
Stress is
one
on to
here.
me now.
Yep, so this is her last one. Let's see if she can get it right. I drove my dad's four-wheeler into a cornfield. I hate lemon flavored things. And I never wanted to be a painter.
I think you like lemon things. I'm saying you're a lie. Is that you do not like lemon.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
No. And I can't put a mark on my paper because I just yeeted my pen across the room. I hate lemon flavored things. And I think that stems from the fact that I used to get sick a lot when I was a kid. I still get sick pretty frequently. But I got sick off of lemon cookies once. And it was like the worst thing in the whole world is like puking up lemon flavored cookies. And now I can't stand the flavor of lemon anything.
Yeah. So was it the four-wheeler in the cornfield?
No, that was actually true too. I did drive my dad's four-wheeler into the cornfield and like mashed a ton of corn. It was bad. I was too young to drive. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea to put me on four-wheeler. So the lie was that I never wanted to be a painter. I have always wanted to be a painter since I was very young. So I love that I am now, and that's something that I do. I painted murals for both of our libraries.
Mm-hmm. Wow, look at you.
So
I would never
doing
guess
things.
that
I'm
one.
doing what I've always wanted to do, and that was be a painter. It's not like my career. I'm not like making $1 million off of doing it, but it is like something that I love doing. So now it comes down to this. Can I get 4 points instead of 3 and make Ariel the official loser of this game?
We're gonna see.
Or will we lose together? Let's find out.
Yeah. I had a VW Beetle convertible. I enjoy sushi. And I have one sister and one brother.
I've known you a while now, and I don't remember you ever mentioning having a brother, and that could be that we've just never had that conversation.
You know, I am the oldest.
But I feel like oh, that's so weird. I know you talk about having a sister. And if I was wrong about that, and you're like, I talk about my brother all the time, like, I'm sorry, Ariel's brother, that I don't remember a conversation about you. I know the VW bug things for sure. Yeah. And what's the second one?
I enjoy sushi.
Enjoy sushi. Lots of people enjoy sushi. I don't see why you wouldn't enjoy sushi.
You know, my namesake is Ariel. I'm not supposed to eat fish, so you know.
I don't think you have a brother, and that's so weird. So I guess that's my final answer. Is the
okay. The third one. You're right.
Oh my gosh.
I do not have a brother, though I have some cousins that are basically like brothers.
I was so scared for a sec, but I'm like, I know I have a brother.
This last one was easy. You got off. So easy.
Let me pick up my pen off the floor. Yeah, that was such a weird panic moment for me for a second because I'm like, I know I talk about my brother pretty frequently. So in my mind, I'm like going back to conversations we had, and I'm like, she would have incorporated that somewhere. Be like, if I'm talking about my brother liking video games, you would have been like, oh yeah, mine does too, or something like that. I think I would at least know.
You might know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He lives in the closet. He doesn't get out much.
He lives under the stairs like Harry Potter.
Yeah, right.
I have done it. I have 4 points and
By
Ariel
the
has 3.
skin of your teeth. I got gypped. I got robbed.
I made my questions really hard, so it is my fault. I feel a little bad, but not enough to not be happy that I am the winner. I am victorious. And y'all can leave in the comments what Ariel's punishment needs to be.
A nice one, okay?
Yeah.
Like maybe go support a local business by buying ice cream or something, or something like that.
She should eat crickets.
No, thank you.
They make them like seasoned now. You can get like ranch flavored crickets.
For the record, I did not agree upon having a punishment, just so you know.
She didn't. I wanted to do punishments, but I didn't have the means to do it. If we were recording in the same area, we would have had water guns today for every time that we got something wrong, which would have been a lot, apparently. We each had 10, and I walked away with 4 correct things, and she walked away with 3. Like,
well over half incorrect.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a fun game. It's a way to get to know people and you to get to know us.
It's more like a mind game. Like, I have to pick the right one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the word scientist. Honestly, I'm like, looking at this word, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the brain power.
Yes, so it's that time of the month. At the end of our podcast, we're going to go ahead and give you our word for the day, our word scientist. I'm sorry, I just leaned really close into the mic. So I will try to say this and sound it out, and then we will spell it out for those of you listening as opposed to watching. The word of the month is verisimilitude. Verisimilitude.
Yeah.
Simile is like alike, right?
Yeah.
Verisimilitude.
I'm wondering if it's like versus similarities, like almost like the opposite. It's kind of the vibes.
The opposite of a simile? The opposite of being similar?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't the opposite of being similar just opposite?
But it's
the end of that, like militude, is that like a measurement or something?
Yeah, like earthquakes or something. This one's tough.
So what is Vera? Oh, I'm sorry. We said we would spell it out for you. It is VERISIMILITUDE. That was hard to spell.
I'm glad I don't have to spell out the spelling bee.
I could never be on the spelling bee.
Me either. We're not doing that on the podcast. Don't recommend it, anybody.
Give us other recommendations that don't involve spelling or anything with math.
Because you'll be very disappointed.
Which would be so sad. Oh, verisimilitude. It sounds like a measurement, but every time we say like, oh, it sounds like this, we're usually wrong.
I wonder if it deals with electricity if we go down like it's not a watt.
Right.
I see like tude in it. I wonder if it's like attitude, like oof.
Wait, I wonder if it's like a phobia. I mean, it doesn't end in phobia.
What if there's a phobia being similar? I could see that.
Right. Do all phobias end in the word phobia?
I don't know, actually. I don't think so.
But
it doesn't mean that they do.
I'm going to say if they do, then my theory's out the window. But if they don't, this could be like a weird phobia of something.
Well, I think it's time.
Oh, okay. Let me pull out my phone here and see. Well, we don't even have like a definitive what we think it is, do we?
I'm not sure. I've never heard of this.
Verisimilitude. It's gotta be, it's like a similar, you're similar to something, or relating to something. Did you just look it up?
I did.
I shall also look it up.
Wow, that's not nearly where I thought this was going. Okay.
Okay. So the actual definition is the appearance of being true or real.
Wow. So apparently in philosophy, verisimilitude or truth likeness is the notion that some propositions are closer to being true than other propositions.
Huh. That is interesting.
The appearance of being true or real. Okay, then.
So as a noun, it can be used like the detail gives the novel some verisimilitude. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my phone all the way up.
I was doing good,
for you guys.
but then the more I say it, the more I'm starting to botch how to say it now.
As soon as I tried to read it in a sentence, I forgot what I was saying. So I'm gonna try not to like deafen you guys, but I'm gonna play it. Verisimilitude.
Good first try.
Verisimilitude.
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 Real or true?
I mean, which is kind of like a neat word to like pair with this speaking. We were trying to pick the truth from the lie.
And I do like how we said like the middle part sounds like similar or simile, which is just kind of being similar to something. So I feel like we were mildly on the right track. We were like looking at the right track and being like,
yeah,
that's it. We're like standing far away and pointing at it. Because it says the appearance of being true or real. So we weren't quite there. We were just staring at it from a distance.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Oh man, that was a journey that we took this podcast.
We were. Ooh. I was gonna say we were all over the place, but I'm gonna be honest. We did really good today. I don't think we went down tons of rabbit trails. We tried to stay pretty on point because
I think so.
We wanted to like go through the game, not quickly, but keep it like continuous, like have that continuity to it. But each, wrong answer had a story behind it. So
sure does.
You did get that. You learned a lot from that. We look forward to hearing from our audience. Leave us comments wherever you listen. I don't think you can leave comments on Spotify. I know you can on Anchor, if you're listening on Anchor. If you watch us on YouTube, if you come into the building and see us, or if you like writing letters, we have mailboxes you can send mail to.
We sure do.
So yeah, we look forward to hearing from you guys. We're pinning down some ideas for the next couple months, deciding what to do, if we're gonna have guest stars, if we're gonna do some more games.
Got some stuff in the works.
We got some stuff. So.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for another podcast and hopefully learning a little bit about us as well. I know I learned a bunch. I'm hoping I can just retain all of it, like I said earlier, but
yeah, same. Yeah.
We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.